Vladimir Putin and Xi Jinping have many things in common. They have rewritten the rules to extend their leadership, they are expansionists, and both men are challenging America. So of course the world's eyes will be on these two leaders as they come together in Beijing. Days after embarking on a fifth term as Russia's president, Putin is traveling to China on a state visit to meet Xi Jinping. This visit offers them a platform to discuss how to advance their shared ambitions and offer an alternative to American power. When they met in February 2022, the two men toasted their no-limits friendship. 2 years later, Russia has become a global pariah after Putin launched a full-scale invasion in Ukraine, and the Biden administration unveiled tariffs on $18 billion of Chinese imports to protect American industries from unfair competition. Putin wants three things from China: a deal for the Power of Siberia 2 natural gas pipeline, further Chinese support for the war in Ukraine, and access to Chinese financial markets and use of Chinese currency. Putin is arriving for the state visit, emboldened by a major new offensive against Ukraine. Russian troops have opened a new front near the country's second biggest city, Kharkiv, forcing Ukraine to divert its already thinned-out troops to defend an area that it took back from the Russian forces. Artillery and drones provided by the US and NATO have been taken out by Russia's electronic warfare. Unwilling to abandon the war, Russia will become increasingly dependent on China as both a trading partner and a key ally in its deepening conflict with the West. Xi Jinping is fresh off his Europe tour, a visit made after a gap of 5 years. While Xi has had to navigate sharp tensions in France, he was welcomed with much fanfare in Siberia and Hungary. Both countries are major recipients of Chinese investment and decided to upgrade their relations with Beijing. This has been seen as a symbolic win for Xi and could help soften European policy on China in areas such as trade, security, and human rights. Unlike an isolated Russia, China is still viewed by the West as an important player and potential partner. China is facing rising pressure from Washington over its military support for Russia. The US has accused China's dual-use exports of helping Russia build up its war machinery in Ukraine. But China has denied that its trade with Russia is anything outside of normal bilateral exchange. Bilateral trade between the two countries reached a record $240 billion last year. While Beijing doesn't want any escalation, there is an interest in making sure that Russia does not lose the war. The war in Gaza is also expected to be a talking point between Putin and Xi. Both leaders have declined to condemn Hamas for its October 7th attack on Israel. At the same time, they have criticized Israel and the US over mounting deaths in the Gaza Strip. The conflict has also impacted China and Russia's relations with countries in the region, like Iran. In an increasingly fractured world, can the coming together of Putin and Xi make two big countries pivot further from the West?